Hi, everyone. Welcome back to one of our mini webinar series. Today, we're going to learn about quizzes with Google Forms. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen now. And first thing we want to do is go to Google Drive and start a new Google form. So to do that, you go to Google Drive, click on New, then go scroll down to where it says More. Go to Google Forms, and this little arrow will give you the option to do a blank form or from a template. So let's take a look at the templates that Google has already. So we have some basic under the Guerrilla Central School, but then we have under general, we have other templates here. So there's one called assessment. There's, as you can see, there's exit ticket. You know, there's a lot of different types of Google Forms that you can use. I strongly recommend using the template gallery if this is the first time you're using a Google form. Let's start with the assessment. So I'm going to click on that. And it essentially brings up the template, and I can obviously change, as you can see, the contents of this particular form. All right, so to change that, you simply start typing over it. So this is, let's call it quiz for today. Name, email, and then the quiz question. We can leave those two quiz questions. We can start changing this. You know, we could be, for example, Unit 1, so that students know that the questions ahead of this will be related to Unit 1. And then again, you can click on it and start replacing the template text with whatever you want. And in this case, there is a multiple choice question, but you can change this to all these other types of questions. Notice that you have checkboxes drop down. You can even upload files, linear scale, multiple choice grid, checkbox grid, date and time, also paragraph and short answer. So right now, because this is an assessment, notice that you have the answer key here. And I'm going to go to show you an actual quiz that I created, and I'll show you how I set it up for a quiz. Before I do that, let's go through the quiz here, the template. Notice that when I click on a question, this sort of tile kind of becomes visible. And then this is kind of like the question tile that you are fixing or, you know, setting up for your quiz. These three little dots here will allow you to show the description. So if you have a question, but you need a description that goes with that question, you can click on that. And it adds another line here so you can type in the description. And there's also response validation if you wanted to use, if you wanted to make sure that, for example, the student's answer only contains numbers, then you can do response validation. So if they were to type a specific word or something, you can validate that response using response validation. So when you click on that, it essentially, here, let's see, right here, with response validation, it will let you know what the students need to write. So for example, here we can do it response validation. So I'm going to allow only numbers that are greater than, or you can see all these other options, and I can specify what I want here, okay? But I'm going to remove that because I'm not going to use it for this quiz. All right, so this is just a very quick overview of the templates that you can use on the template gallery, but I'm going to show you one that I created already. It's called Civics Quiz 1. So this is my first question. It's a multiple choice question. So what I want to do is when you first create your Google form, the answer key is not here. And the reason for that is because you have to set this up in advance. So in order to do that, you're going to go to the three dots over here. And I'm sorry, you're going to go to the little gear here. And then where it says quizzes, you're going to slide the slider here and so that it turns it into, make this into a quiz. So that is on, all right? So when that happens, the answer key portion that I was showing you on the question tile will show up. You have some options regarding the grade. You can release the grade immediately after each submission or later after manual review. I recommend doing this one, but obviously you could do whatever fits best to your class. And then this is the things that the students can see. So if you want them to see the missed questions or the correct answers or point values, you can check or uncheck these boxes. We're going to click Save. Because we set that up as a quiz, now we can see the answer key. So now I want to set up my answer key. So I'm going to click on answer key. And now I essentially have a couple of options. I can assign points to this particular question here. And I can write as many points as I want, obviously. And then I'll select the answer that I know that is the correct one. Okay. So when I'm done, and also, I'm sorry, over here, you can give some feedback for incorrect answers. You can edit this pencil. And then you can do, sorry, try again. Or better yet, you can send them. You see this link option here? You can send them to a link. So say, for example, if you want to give them a hint or you want to give them a video for them to revise how to solve the problem, you can link that video or that resource here. And then you can put a text. So you can say, help. Or hint, right? It depends on the type of assessment that you're obviously doing. And you can click add and it will appear in that question only if they get it wrong. So I'm going to click cancel for that now. And then as you go through the questions, you can change the answer key, obviously. So let's go to this one, click on answer key, and the same. I had already set it up for you guys so that for the sake of time. So we have already this one set up and so on and so forth. Okay, so, but now notice that these are very, text-based questions. So I have check boxes, I have multiple choice, and I think the other ones are all multiple choice. I want to make my test or my quiz, a little more interesting, and I want to actually add something else. So I want to click on the plus sign to add a question. And then right here, I can choose, and I can do I can choose the type of questions that, for example, I want to do a drop down. But I want to give them a picture rather than I want to have the picture with the question. So I'm going to put the picture in here. So click on the little picture icon. And then you can search for a picture here. So and search for the flag. Select. Oh, we're going to try this again. Something went wrong. Let's try another one. Here we go. Okay, so now I can type the question and I can ask the students, please describe what the stripes and stars represent on our flag. And then I can just do a short answer for this particular question. So notice how easy it was to insert a picture. And then I can do, I don't need to have an answer key, but if I want to, I can add an answer key and add the points. You can actually type the points. And you can use all these other options here, and you can obviously edit the question and add answer feedback. Again, like I showed you, you can click on the link here. I'm going to cancel that and edit the question. All right, then let's do another question. Because this time I want to ask, what are these symbols? And then for option 1, instead of typing a word, I can also select an image. I can search, for example, I can do that. And then as you can tell, you can add more questions. You can change the name of this if you want, obviously, or just delete it. All right, so I think I'm done. I added a picture and answer option with a picture. And oh, the last thing I need to add is another question that is a video. So if I click on that, I can search for any video that I want, obviously. Let's say I like that one. I'm going to click on once to select. If you want to preview your videos, you can also click here, and it will give you a little preview of them. And hit select. And so then it created a question that's going to show them the video. So you can ask the question, you know, what is the name of this song, for example, okay? You can caption this as well, you know. I think I've shown you the picture question, the answers with the images, and inserting a video. So now I'm going to ask a question about this video. So watch the video above and answer the following question. What is its name, for example? And then we can change this for drop down, for example. And then you can do another option. Okay, I think I'm done. And so now that I've created my quiz, I need to go to this responses tab. And now I click on this little icon here so that I can create a sheet. Oops, sorry. So I can create a sheet for this. So I'm going to just show you another sheet that I can create here. So when your students submit the quiz, all of the answers are going to come into the spreadsheet so you can see them in one spot. You can also see them over here under the responses tab, and you can see all of the responses. You can see a summary, you can browse by question, or you can see individual responses. Okay? So let's look at what it would look like for the students. So you're going to click on the preview button, and this is what it would look like for the students. And I need to fix it because obviously this question should have been down here. So I need to fix that. Okay, so I think, let's go back to, all right. So once they complete the test or the quiz, I'm sorry, they're going to get a response right away. Make sure that you have it so that it collects their email. And then after that, they essentially get an email with the grade directly, so you don't have to grade anything. And once you do your grading, let me just go back to, I will show you what that sheet look like. The one that I was going to show you about the quiz, the civics quiz. Okay, here we go. So this is how the responses would look like on a sheet. Okay, so you can, if you want, use this to import into your school tool, for example, to use the score. But there are also add-ons on the sheet that will help you get the grade, like Flubaroo, and there's also Super Quiz that you can use. If you don't want to use your form as a quiz, but a regular form, you can do the grading on the actual Google Sheet using Super Quiz or Flubaroo. I'm gonna stop right here because it's been almost like 15 minutes of our super mini webinar. So for the assignment for this webinar, all you have to do is create a quiz. Make sure you include a question that has a picture, a question that has a picture as an option, and then a video as well. And make sure you send that to me. And that's all I have for you guys today. So thank you so much. And let me go back over here. Here we go. Thank you, and have a good rest of the week. Thanks. Bye-bye.